After a disappointing loss to Widener University in the Commonwealth Conference Championship game, the 2000-2001 Elizabethtown College men's basketball team ended their season with a program best 20-6 record, but without an NCAA tournament bid. The 2001-2002 team didn't dwell on their past or set materialistic goals. Instead, they approached the season with an attitude of taking it one game at a time, an approach that not only led them to a conference championship and the best record in program history, but a chance to play for the national championship. Before the first jump off the 2001-2002 season, there was no doubt that it would be a special one that in the end would go down as the best in program history. Along the way, a teammate would become an opponent. Twin brothers battled on the courts for bragging rights, and the Blue Jays played in their first national championship game. I'm Matt Burdett, and in the next hour we're going to take an inside look back at the Elizabethtown College Blue Jays 2001-2002 season. A season that returning players had eagerly been awaiting after being denied an NCAA tournament bid at the end of the previous season. The Jays, however, didn't let last season get the best of them. As a team, they sat down and decided not to set a goal as to where they would be at the end of the season, but to do little things along the way, knowing that if they achieved them, the rest would take care of itself.
To leave everything on the court, be successful, play your hardest each game, to take it one game at a time,
play as hard as we could, do the best we could.
Playing together, sticking together.
One game at a time, do little things, concentrate on the game at hand.
Focusing one game at a time.
Accept their role.
Right from the beginning, head coach Bob Schlosser knew that there was something special about this team, something he wanted to make sure his players understood, but didn't take for granted.
Check your ego at the door. See, this is the problem that I sort of expected. We're supposed to be pretty good. You think you're pretty good. That's all right. I think we're pretty good too. We're gonna be. But there can be a problem with that. What I did this week, and I went home and I said to my 3 kids, it's the one reason why I don't want my sons to coach. And I said it to him in my office. I hate the part that I had to go through 2 days ago. And it still bothers me. And it will affect me for a couple days. But I gotta do what I gotta do. I don't like cutting. But that's all part of it. It's the worst part of this job. But see, that's what gets me fired up when I come in here the next day for practice and some of you aren't taking advantage of the opportunity that you have. And there's somebody else sitting out there that would die to be in your position. So that's why maybe I'm a little edgy at times. So I've been trying to teach some of you for 4 years now, and some of you it's your first experience. When you go out there, you gotta work hard every day because it might be your last. I'm just telling you, it's time. You know, we got our practice here, we're a team now, it's time to get down to business. Okay? So, take that any way you want to take it. But we're trying to set an example. When it comes time to work, we're going to work. Let's go on this side, we're stretching.
Go. Hold it, Bobby. Let's get a better beat cut going now. Let's get a little bit lower. Coming across. You know you're going to get it. You know he's on your downside. You know you're dropping in good. Go.
Good, Chris. Put it in now. 2 foot. Come on, Deck.
Yeah.
Along with the new faces and returners that made up the 2001-2002 men's basketball team came Casey Stitzel, a transfer student from Division II East Strasburg who, in coming to Elizabethtown, joined his brother Corey, who served as an assistant for the team. Many figured Casey to be a key contributor to the Blue Jays offense. However, after 2 scrimmage games, Casey and Corey decided to leave the team, a surprise that left many members of the team baffled.
I left the Elizabethtown College basketball team about 2 weeks ago for personal reasons. I wish them nothing but the best of luck. I hope they have a great season, and I hope things work out for them.
We sat down with the team, we talked about it, and Coach laid it all out and told us how it was, and we said, okay, fine, we'll go with what we got. Are we a better team with him? Are we a better team without him? That remains to be seen, but I think everybody's getting along real well. There's no problems at all. And, it doesn't make a difference, really, if they're there or not, because we're going to move on and we're going to do our thing. And they get to be a part of something special or they don't. And they've chosen the latter.
Casey said that he really wasn't having fun and wasn't happy. And that's a decision that he's got to live with. And Corey, obviously, I think right from the get-go, it was an uncomfortable situation for Corey because his brother was here. Even if things were going well, I think it was uncomfortable for Corey. So the fact that Casey stepped away, I think it's only logical that Corey's not involved. I think Casey's an outstanding player and he's a great young man. I wish it could have worked out differently, but he had to make a decision that was right for him, that he was comfortable with, and we need to move on and get ready with our season.
Showing the maturity and commitment, the Blue Jays accepted the Stitzel's decision and began their journey towards the NCAA tournament, a journey that began on November 16th with a win at home in a weekend tournament versus Arcadia. The final score, 93-62. The following day, the Blue Jays won again, this time against Delaware Valley by a score of 102-75. For the third game of the season, the Blue Jays traveled to Lancaster to face off against the Diplomats of Franklin and Marshall. Ranked 12th in the country at the time of the meeting, the Diplomats were coming off of a Final Four season in which they finished 4th in the national tournament. Whether the Blue Jays knew it or not, this game would not only provide them with a wake-up call, but an experience that would become all too familiar for them as the season wore on.
We get up by 15, they're not going to go away. We got to be ready to play 40 minutes and do the little things well, execute. It's going to be a good game. It should be fun. But we've got to make sure that we're ready to play. I think that's pretty important. Be yourself, okay? Take care of the ball, be yourself. Here we go. Let's go, guys. Let's hit him with it, come on. 1, 2, 3, come on, Blue. On the circle now. Hit it. Hold it. Get in. Come on, Bobby. One count, good. Good work, Johnny. Get off the body, Johnny. Get off it. Charge. Yes. That's because he's an All-American. You got to protect that kid. Good job, Brian. Tuck. John. Hand. Get on it. Get on it. Travel. I'm scared about the inside. I'm scared. Get there, Stu. Late. Easy. Yes! No foul! No foul! Take one! And you're shaking your head yes. You're just trying to help your partner. Ronnie's a little intimidated by Mr. Robinson, and it's been quite apparent. He has not made one call against them. Not one, Jimmy. Okay, Blue, way to play. Run our stuff, run our stuff. Be strong with it, guys. Run you up. This side, Jim. Good, box out. Box.
After a seesaw first half, the Blue Jays took a 39-38 lead in the halftime. The second half would provide us with more of the same.
Okay? Settle down and execute. Watch inside. Stay ready. Run transition. Everybody up.
This is a game that wouldn't be decided until the very end. With 9/10 of a second left on the clock, the Diplomats went to the free throw line for 2. After missing the first shot, they hit the second, putting them up by 3 points. After the inbounds pass, Bob Crambo hit a shot from behind the three-point line. However, moments before the final buzzer had sounded, the Diplomats won the game 83-80. The Jays then played host to Johns Hopkins, who had been considered a good match for the Jays going into the game. After a 52-18 halftime lead, the end result was a very deceptive 25-point margin of victory, the Jays winning it 89-64. Folks that attended the following game most likely caught themselves doing a double take as the teams took the floor. The reason? Twin brothers Brian and Dan Loftus were guarding each other.
It's real weird. We usually seeing each other in the same jersey for so long, and coming back and having to guard each other. It's also kind of fun though. I mean, this game is probably like for us like the most fun out of the year because like I know all his teammates, and you know all mine, so it's interesting. When we were freshmen, it was the first time we played against each other, and I went to make a pass and Brian grabbed my arm and fouled me, but they didn't call it, so. I think I tackled him or something, but
Yeah, he tackled him.
it was awful.
You could see a fight today, definitely.
Yeah, maybe.
Because we're going to be covering each other, so. He's really cocky, and like, I don't know. He says they're going to win, but obviously I think we're going to win, so.
We've had like basketball-wise, we've had a tougher challenge so far, so I think we're more prepared to win today.
I will see.
Once the game got underway, Scranton proved to be tough, hanging with the Jays for the majority of the first half, including a 5-point lead. After battling back from a 13-point deficit, Scranton took a 1-point lead with 14:46 remaining in the game. It, however, would be their last lead of the game, as the Jays went on to win it 88-73. On December 5th, the team traveled to Widener University for the first time since their defeat in the 2001 Commonwealth Conference Championship game. Before the game, we were provided with an inside look of just how hard it can be to play on the road. Justin Edwards and Bob Parambo explain.
Widener's one of those places you never want to go. Pretty much, it's like F&M. You know, it's just a real pain in the butt to go down there. They always stick you in the stinkiest, smallest locker room in the very basement of the bowels of the gym. It's not a nice place. There's not nice people. It's not a whole lot of fun to go down there, and you know, we haven't had a lot of luck there recently, and hopefully we're looking for a little bit of redemption. They've been beating up on us a little bit the last couple of years. We stole one from them last year, and we were right in that championship game at the end of the season too, but you know, we're looking to get a little bit of redemption.
We were just stretching in one of their classrooms up in the hallway at Widener. We were just about 2 minutes left to go, and some guy came in and threw us out of the room right in the middle of our stretching. He said their team was going to go, was ready to go in the room. That he messed up or made a mistake or something.
It's accidental, all right? I'm sorry. Just get on and play the game. Shut up. Don't talk to you.
But then when we went out in the hallway and we were just finished stretching out there, went out in the gym, they shot around for about 10 more minutes before they win the game. They just do those little things just to try and mess with you, try and get you pissed off or stuff. Think about other things before the game. They do that kind of stuff every year. They put you in a crappy locker room in the corner. But it didn't matter. We still beat them pretty good.
You know, it's unfortunate, but in certain places that happens. And I know for myself in particular, years back, I used to let that get to me a little bit. And you just can't worry about it. You know, you just got to do what you got to do and move if you've got to move and get yourself ready. It's a shame that those things happen. And sometimes it really isn't done, I would say, by design. Sometimes it is just the circumstances that occur, and you can't worry about that. You just go and play and do what you got to do and not let those outside things interfere. I think you're ready to play. If you be yourself, we'll be fine.
Let's be confident. I think they're scared. I think they're scared.
May the Lord grant us the serenity and understanding to accept things we cannot change, courage and help to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. 1, 2, 3. Let's do it. Oh, brother. Can I ask you for the same call at that end? Can I ask you to watch that at that end? Come on! Deck! Good job, Deck! This guy's unbelievable. This guy is freaking cheating us. Boy, that was a quick whistle on us again. I know we're at Wagner, sir, but that was a real quick whistle on us. Our guy gets his hand on the ball. He's got it out for us, that one does. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. He's called 5 in a row on that. Sir, hey sir, our kid's got the ball and they're doing this and he blows it whistle on them. It's 19 fouls to 5.
Well, you're playing more aggressive, that's probably why you want to.
Are they allowed to do that?
You know what, we're going to let it be physical on both ends.
9 to 5? Okay, all right. See, all of a sudden the three's not down, you know? They just missed through. Be sure. Good move, Dick. People start knowing that you're always kick it out. Not all the time, but that was a good, strong, hard move. He's gonna drive. He's driving. You gotta get a charge on him. Huh? We're also trying to get there. Good job. Nice job, Brian. Yes, nice job, Brian. Nice job. Good. Oh my God. He knew that. He was looking.
Following the win against Widener, the Blue Jays will play host to the conference rival Susquehanna before traveling to number 15 Gettysburg. They would host Shenandoah University and then travel to Kings, where Bob Crandall would pick up his 1,000th point on January 4th. Blue Jays then played Maine Farmington and Moravian, winning all 5 games.
Yeah, Bobby! Yes! Where's the pressure of the ball? Guy's got to lay out. Come on, guys! We gotta do these
stay nice and wide and run the 2 and 3 ahead. Where are you? Where are you? Good day. One.
That's what you gotta get right there.
There you go. Good kick, John.
Fake. Rebound.
Yeah.
Come on, nice play. Baby, baby.
Yeah, Bobby.
See him, Bobby?
Good luck. Yes.
He's strong with the ball.
Yes, Bobby.
Good call. Yes, yes, yes. Good job.
Stick it, Bobby. Stick it, Bobby. Yeah. Be out to fire. Now it looks bad.
Good pass. We need a 3 on us. Oh, Chad, how did you get so far away, Chad?
When the Jays traveled to Juniata, they got more than they bargained for. With no time on the clock in the second half, Juniata threw up a desperation 3 to set the game into overtime. Overtime, however, belonged to the Jays as they cruised to a 9-point victory.
Come on, Bobby, be a leader.
20. Go, Bobby, make a play. Good move, Chad. Yeah, Chad. Good job. Good job.
I'm gonna stop here, Chad.
Come on, big. Chad, good Chad. Good shot. Good hit.
Following 2 road games, the Blue Jays returned home on January 16th. It was their first home game since the start of the spring semester. With a large crowd on hand, Bob Parambo was honored along with his parents for having scored his 1,000th career point on January 4th against King's College. Following the ceremony, the Blue Jays broke the program record for wins in a row with number 13. Chad Heller leading the Jays with 27 points.
I thought it was great that Bob get recognized when the students were back and there were a lot of people in the stands. And you know, Bob's an extremely unselfish person and has been a real key for us, not just this year, but over his career here. And it was just great to honor him and his parents at that time. And hopefully we'll be able to honor Bob in some other ways before it's all over.
It was nice to get the recognition for, but it's not really a big deal. I don't know, I just play basketball because it's fun to play and to be part of a team and have a relationship with your team. It's not really to score points or to be good or whatever.
Following wins against Albright and Messiah, the Jays traveled to Susquehanna and completed the season sweep with the Crusaders, winning 95-71 and extending their winning streak to 16. The Jays took that 16-game winning streak and an 8-0 conference record back to Thompson Gymnasium for their second game against Widener, a team that was looking to avenge an embarrassing loss at home and grab a share of the #1 spot in the conference. Along with the team came a familiar face in former teammate Casey Stitzel, someone who would have a big impact on the game's outcome.
I'll say it. You know what I mean.
Bobby! There you go. Johnny was open in that instant. Oh, brother. Johnny, wait! Easy, like that, easy. That's right. Big shot. You ran it. Hey, time out. Time out. Come on, get on it! Back screen! Back screen, Bobby! Come on, Ray! Come on, Ray! Go ahead, Chip! Look at that thing. Look at that thing. That's all she wrote. What was that? He's going to shoot it. Okay? Good, Johnny. Good read, Johnny. Stay on top. Help me! Help me! Help me! He's not listening. Take a minute. Come on. Yes! Decker! Come on, Chad! Oh, Rocky, it's going to go on, Rocky. No foul! No foul! No foul!
After stealing a basket, the Jays had one last shot to either tie the game with a two-pointer or win it with a three. After Brian Loftus was blocked inside, Rocky Parise missed a three-pointer, and the Jays dropped their first game since the loss to Franklin Marshall on November 20th. Following the Widener game, the Jays shook it off and hosted Juniata before traveling to Moravian, winning both games. After Widener lost to Lebanon Valley, the Jays were once again in sole possession of the top spot in the conference.
Swing! There he is, look for it, Brian! Turn face! Drive it down, drive it, baby!
After a close first half, the Jays pummeled the Flying Dutchman in the second, allowing the younger Blue Jays to step into the spotlight.
Yeah, there we go, get it!
The Blue Jays wrapped up the regular season with wins against Messiah and Albright, giving them home court advantage for the conference tournament. The Jays will play Susquehanna for the third time of the season and narrowly escaped with an 80-77 win, placing them in the conference championship for the second year in a row.
Every time it's Dutch finish.
With the win, the Jays could secure an automatic bid into the NCAA National Tournament.
I think you need to be confident. I think you are. You know what this is all about. And we just got to take care of business and play hard. I'll say one other thing to you. I thought this was pretty good, and we mentioned it last night, to focus on the performance, not necessarily worry about the result. But if you look at these things that you put out there, like these are goals, I guess, for the season, and none of them say win the championship or anything like that. Like, again, if we just work on playing well and doing these 4 things, then that win will take care of itself. We don't have to focus on we gotta win, we gotta win. We just gotta be ourselves and play. And then all of that will take care of itself. The last one I would say to you that I was thinking about is this word. Now you can look at that a lot of different ways, and I think of that a lot of different ways, but I think you gotta have some faith in each other. I've got it in you. I need to tell you that. You just gotta believe in each other and play together, and we'll be fine.
Coach. Timeout. Timeout. Let's go. Yeah, we need one here. Let's go, White! Let's go, White! Here we go, White! Left hand. Exchange, brother. Get deeper, Brian. Hold it. That was good. Come on, Ralph. I know, that hurt. Don't let it happen. I can take this from there. Rebound! Turn your face! Come on, Rocky! Make a play, Rocky! Don't relax! Move down! Don't move! Move, Rocky! Closer, Rocky! Look at that, right in there, look at that. No, Bob. Nobody can be tentative on the defensive end, Bob. Bad for who? Maybe Bob? Anyway. Come on! Come on! Closer! Attaboy, closer! He held his shirt. Please! Tanya's a piece of... And what's 25 out of 12? That's please!
Following the game, the Jays were able to climb the ladder and cut down the nets in front of 2,400 home fans and ensure themselves a spot in the NCAA National Tournament.
Coming down into like the last 2 minutes when we knew being up 12 or whatever we were up, that we weren't losing this game. And just to be able to win a conference championship at this level is just unbelievable. And to get to cut down the net in front of your home crowd, it's just it's an unbelievable experience. Everybody cheering. It was one of the better experiences of my life.
On March 2nd, Elizabethtown College hosted its first men's NCAA National Tournament game. The Jays hosting Alvernia in a game that was much closer than the eventual 95-84 final score. With the win, the Jays advanced to the Sweet 16 to be held in Washington, D.C. on the campus of defending national champion Catholic University. The Sweet 16 matchup with Cabrini would provide fans with a classic, one that wouldn't be decided until the closing seconds of the game.
I really think I gotta go back to what I said to you last week, like one play at a time. You know, it's their ball out of bounds underneath. Let's not fall asleep. Let's make that important, that one play. It's our ball out of bounds underneath. Let's make that an important play because every one of those plays adds up in this game. Are you a little nervous? I hope so. You should be. But you know what? Not a whole lot. Really. 26 wins we got. We've been through a lot of things here. A lot of different kind of teams we've played. On the road, we've played extremely well. This is not Cabrini's home game. It is not. We just got to be ourselves and make sure we come to play and do what we do. As long as we do that, we'll be fine. 40 minutes, 15 players. Okay? Here we go. 5 minutes of this second half are pretty damn important. We can't go out there all foggy-eyed and looking around and are we going to get a call and what's going on. We've got to play now.
As the game wound down, Cabrini found themselves up 1 point with 20 seconds to go and the ball out of bounds. Their only problem was that they just had 3 seconds left on the shot clock. After the inbounds, Cabrini turned over the ball when the clock ran out, giving the Jays one last chance to win it with the 2-pointer with just 17 seconds left.
And move on. Yeah.